All right. Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if anybody's on yet. Actually, I think Hillary may be on. Hello. I guess for you, it's probably very good evening. So, just since everybody wanted me to do another one of these for my weekly update, I figured I'd go ahead and just jump on. And so here we go. I will wait a couple minutes before I start giving, just the update information. So, oh wow, my gosh, I got 5 people already here. That's great. See, I tell you, that's the one thing that I wish I could do is with YouTube with these live streams is be able to see like actually who's on. Because if nobody chats, because obviously you don't have to, but if nobody chats, then it's like, well, I don't know who's there. Carnivore Dog, Sir Becky, hello there. How are you? All right. So you'll have to forgive the angle of me looking down at you. I was actually able to get a new camera the other day, so I'm very happy about that. It was actually on top of my monitor, but it just felt like I was looking up a little too much. Now I feel like I'm looking down too much, but that's okay. I will. I'll the tripod that it's on, it's small and the legs kind of spread out really far, so I don't have anything that can build it up. Crafty Ketovore, how are you? Okay. All right. Well, since the time is a ticking, let's go ahead and get going here. So, yeah, so we're on the week 16 update. So actually next week will actually be 120 days for me on Friday. So I'll be doing that probably on Saturday. So there was no change this week as far as, sorry, I don't have chat in front of me, so I'm going to pop that out from another screen. There was no change for me this week as far as weight. I am still at 383 pounds, so 173.72 kilograms. So just wanted to just let everybody know that. I'm not bummed about it because I understand. Sorry that I'm looking away just for a second. I get it. I understand that there are things that go on. You're going to fluctuate, and regardless of where we're at, just life's just going to continue to go on. So I'm still happy. I'm still going to smile. Where's the chat? Where's the yeah, Herbie Linda. Yeah, I've looked and I can't find it. Since and especially, I mean, like I said, if people don't chat, like I said, it's no big deal. But I can get a number. I see like, that there are 8 people, and I think that it probably includes myself because I just popped in. But that's all right. All right, so let's keep going here. Yeah, so again, I'm still at a total loss of 70 pounds, 31.75 kilograms. There's what I was looking for. Pop out chat, and you go away. All right, there we go. And I am still walking 2.5 miles a day. Again, I don't walk on Sundays. Actually, this morning, since I I woke up late and actually I had to go to the store, so because I need to go buy food for the week, and so by the time I got back, it was after 8. So I figured, well, I better just cut it short. So Simply Synthetic, hello there. Good morning. Am I drinking enough water? Yes, I am. So a little while back, I had talked about, cutting back on the amount of water, but honestly, it how do I say this? It's not that I don't care. I think I've gotten to the point where, and it's going to be something I'm going to talk about in a little bit here, is while I still, while I'm still looking at forward to, losing the weight, fixing myself, getting everything better. Um, I'm not going to sweat watching, if my weight goes up and down anymore. I'm looking at the value, and it's going to be talking about goals versus values here in a few minutes. But I'm looking at the overall, what is this doing for me? And I know that the weight will come down in time. And, if it doesn't right away, but, it will, because all I'm eating is, just meat, eggs. Um, I've pretty much just cut out cheese just because I wanted to. And, I'll eat some bacon sometimes. It's probably like BBBE kind of thing. But like, this size, I'm pretty much just drinking like three, probably four of these a day. I'm just kind of back to what I was before. So, I'm not gonna sweat it. Oh yeah, so blood sugar today was 88, so that was awesome. It's been a few weeks since I've had a number below 100, and the weekly average was 110. I had it spike the other morning to 132. But I tell you, yeah, again, even that, even the idea that, um, the numbers may not be below 100 all the time. I'm fine with that. I mean, I still got a lot to lose, but it's what I'm getting out of it. That's what's helping. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, so how is everybody doing? I know for some people, you're like I said, you're probably about to go to bed because it's really late. Yeah, I decided to go ahead. I tried, last week at 9 o'clock. I was kind of hoping for, to get started a little sooner, just so I could try to catch the people. There's a few people in, Australia and New Zealand, but I figured originally last week I was going to go for 10 o'clock, but I figured, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm still going to go forward with 10 o'clock. I think that's early enough. Plus, just in case this happens to run a little bit longer, because I have to be at work at 2:30 today. So, and it takes about an hour to get there. So I usually try to leave here about 1 o'clock. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of where things are at this point. Night owl, anyway. Okay. New pair of pants. Yeah, when I went shopping, not last week, but the weekend just before that, just to go buy new clothes. Good Lord. First of all, just the dollar amount for clothes nowadays is crazy. But yeah, just the fact that I was able to go buy some new clothes, that's great. Orange Tabby, good morning. Yeah, Crafty, I'm so happy for you that you were able to get into pants that you haven't been able to wear in years. I've actually still got a few that hopefully one day soon I will be able to fit into those. And those are, so when I bought the jeans that I have, those were 52, and I have some that are in there that are actually 46. So not too much further, and I'll be able to fit into those. So this will be great. So I just wanted to jump into this really quickly, and I'm gonna put this into the chat if anybody is interested in looking at this. The other day, so okay, so this is funny. So Tuesday night, I had put together the video that I put out the other day, and um, so the only reason why I had decided to do it the way that I did was that I had seen a video over the weekend talking about how some people who do who have these really big channels, they think about ahead of time, like at first they plan on um, what they want their topic to be, then they write up their script, then they go and record it. And one of them, and I don't remember exactly what it had said, but it said something along the lines of, try coming up with a title that says, five blank that blank. So I thought about it and I figured, okay, I'm going to try coming up with something that's based around carnivore. So that's where I came up with the five top reasons, five top habits that will help you succeed. And so when I put it together, um, I figured, okay, I'll see what responses get. And I mean, all the responses were great, but what was funny was, I know that my brother follows me, and so he actually reached out that morning, and he is what was it? Where is it? So my brother is a mental health counselor. So when he watched the video, he actually sent me information on um, what I sent there, which is from a doctor named Russ Harris, and I watched it, and I just completely agreed with him. The idea that so you have a goal, right? So for me, I want to lose weight. I want to I want the my diabetes to go into remission. There's a lot of things that I want. So those are goals. But what happens sometimes is, well, like this morning, I did the weight. I checked again. There was no change. But like Orange Tabby says here, um, everybody's weight fluctuates throughout the day. So so what happens is that goal. I mean, it doesn't get destroyed, but it kind of gets crushed a little bit. So you get bummed, you get mad, you're like, oh, this is horrible. But then on the other side, you've got the idea of living with the value of going through carnivore and what that's going to do for you. It's not only the losing weight, it's for me, it's you know the diabetes numbers, the blood sugar numbers are coming down. And oh, and just really quickly, I actually set an appointment for the 15th of September to go to the doctor and get some blood work done, have them check the A1C and whatever else they can check through blood. So I will have that up information for you probably maybe the Wednesday after, depending on how long it takes for them to get the response back. But anyway, so I wanted to let you know that. Um, but yeah, the idea that living living towards the idea and focusing on the value of what carnivore is doing for you, I think is so much better. It's still great to have the goals. It really is. For me, the next goal is to get to 350. The next one after that is to get to 320 because that's what I weighed when I had my gallbladder removed back in 2011. The next one is to get below 300, and then the one after that is to get to 250. But even if it takes me, another year, even if it took me another year just to get to the 350, I mean, I really hoping it's not going to do that, but um, it it's still the value of living and working and doing carnivore and the things that it's doing for me and the things that I know it's doing for all of you. Because I mean, I read, I'm hoping that I read and comment back on every comment, everything that's out there. And I'm just so excited to see what carnivore is doing for all of you. Um, yes, feeling better. That is one of the main values to this. There's it is amazing. I mean, the fact that I'm working two jobs, but what are you going to do? I mean, in this day and age, with the way prices and things are, I mean, you got to do what you got to do for yourself, for your family, and pay your bills, I to pay for this house. So, um, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have done that, 4 months ago. There's no way. I mean, with driving, both my jobs are driving. But having to, like, for the at the restaurant, having to go back in and having to get the food and then go back out and then drive it again. I mean, I was so tired. I mean, good Lord, I was sweating profusely. It was horrible. But like with for the job at the airport, I I think I would have had a really hard time with that. I really do. And a- a- and I mean, I'm 6'4" and my legs are long, and trying to fit into the driver's seat. I'm already crammed in there as it is. But the nice thing is I've lost I've lost stomach, and um I can fit in there, and I'm not pushed up against the steering wheel, and that feels great. And what's funny is, like, when I bought my truck last year. Well, I bought, but I'm still paying for it probably for the rest of my life. Um, but when I adjusted everything, I mean, I my stomach was probably that far away from the steering wheel. Now it's like that, So let's see here. Yeah, see, yeah, one me, yeah, 15 pounds in 90 days, one meal a day. Stress your body. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with that, and I think that's one thing that I want to start doing more is um, definitely going for longer with the fasting. I usually tend to go, about 16 hours, but I think what I'm gonna start doing is probably once a week. I think what I may want to do is, like, maybe um actually, because since Wednesdays all I do is church in the evening. I don't go to work. I think what I'm going to start doing is eat Tuesday and then fast all day Wednesday and then eat again on Thursday. So I mean, still drink water, obviously, and I still drink my lovely concoction of lemon juice, so I can work on fighting off uh, 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 kidney stones, because I had one not too long ago, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It was horrible. So I was literally up for, I think, 3 days of just continuous pain. It was uh uh and also, I know it's back there. My Since my camera isn't adjusted well, you can't really see it. So I have a workout bench that I'm borrowing from my brother, and I've got some dumbbells. So I'm actually going to start using those too. I think I had said that last week, but now that I have this thing, I'll actually be able to, sit down and actually start working on that. So I'm hoping that with that, a little bit of that, that will also help with, not only the weight loss, but also help to, also help to, maybe start working on some of the flab that I have, and also starting to gain back a little bit of muscle. So, anyway, so if you folks get a chance, go check out, go check this guy out. Was it Dr. Russ Harris? He's got a lot of short little videos. But again, I just love the idea that, um, it's good to have goals. It really is. But it's also going to help to look at the overall value of what, is going on for you and in your life, in your body. Because I know that, there's a lot of people that are out there that are doing carnivore that are not, as big as I am, but they still have they still have, physical ailments and issues, things that are going on, and it's they need to feel better. They want to feel better, and even if right away, if you don't have, like, let's say, I know some people have talked about, having arthritis, where, it may not, if you okay, so how am I thinking this? If you find that maybe the arthritis doesn't go away right away, but if you start noticing, a slight decline in the amount of pain that you're feeling, or discomfort, or the amount of time. See, that's why I always been talking about tracking and writing everything down, so that here in the South, yeah, and I think everywhere, but they always ask, like when you go to the hospital, like, what is your level of pain from 1 to 10? Well, you could I think you could probably do that as well, for all of the things that you have, all the ailments that you have. Again, with the arthritis, if when you started out, maybe your pain level or your discomfort level was like at 8, but maybe over time, maybe over, you know, a month or so, maybe it's actually gone down to a 6 or a 5. So as long as you track that, you'll really be able to see over time. Let's see. Hello, Carnivore Transformer. Welcome. Let's see here. So I'm starting the 44-hour fast once a week. Next week also, plus I believe in lemon juice for decalcification. Yeah, absolutely. Because um, I think I'm just going to keep doing that. I can go to the store and I could buy I think it's a 20-ounce bottle of lemon juice for like under $3, and I just do a half a cup a day. And I've actually gotten to the point. See, at first it was just horrible tasting. It still is, but I was putting sugar in, and it's probably not a good thing to do. But I've actually gotten to the point now where I pour it into something like this. I usually put water up to about there. I'll put the lemon juice in, stir it around a little bit, and then I just chug it. And I find that once I'm done, if I know this sounds weird, but if I just chug it and then breathe through my mouth for about a minute, like it doesn't allow me to taste what I just drank. So after about a minute, then I start breathing through my nose, and then I can actually start tasting, and for that, at that point, most of it's gone. So, oh yeah, and the other thing too, that my scale, the bane of my existence. uh I'm also making sure that I don't step on that thing during the week. So it I because I tell you, there are times when I really want to. There are times when um I want to stand on that stupid thing and just was like, okay, give me a good number. And then when it doesn't, it's like, well, so it is what it is, and um I just, you just keep going on with life. You do the things that you can do. Like for me, putting away the scale, right? And if I mess up, if I have the other bane of my existence, a cherry coke, I'm not going to kick myself. Sandra, good afternoon, Germany, awesome. Yeah, and okay. So that's the other thing too, is you do not have to have a scale to know whether or not you're losing weight. How? By taking measurements, right? And especially for me, like right just underneath my rib cage, that's where it seems like most of my fat really seems to reside. And then underneath that is just sort of Blubber, blubber. So how do I know that it's working? Because this right here was originally like at 60 inches. But the last time I checked it, which was probably about a week and a half ago, it was down to 51. And I can, I feel all the stupid thing, but around your thighs also, and around your arms too. So there's definitely ways of seeing how you're doing and seeing and taking pictures too of seeing how you're doing. And the great thing too is, especially if you get clothes that you haven't been able to fit into in years, if all of a sudden one day you put them on, you're like, no, this isn't going to work, and they come on and it's like, oh my gosh. So that there too, that tells you. So let's see here. I haven't been taking measurements, but I have been doing side by side photos. Yeah. See, and like maybe I think in another. So I put one up on my yeah, 9 inch. It was insane. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I put that. I put up the side by side. 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I think probably what I will do is maybe in another week. I need to start. Excuse me. I need to start also taking more pictures, and because one of the things I had said before is there's a lot of times over the years when like at Christmas and holidays and when people are snapping pictures, I don't want to be in them because I know that eventually I would see it, and then I would see me, and then I don't want to see me. So um so that's why a lot of times I just I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't want to touch it. But now that I'm not so large, um it it helps. It helps to see the progress. And again, taking pictures, journaling, putting up videos on YouTube, whatever you got to do to document it. And even if you don't ever post anything, if all you do is just you keep it to yourself, read it, look at the pictures, remind yourself why you're doing this. And then when you see your before of, you know, for me, giant mass, and then, you look at it now and it's not as much mass. Or you look at the information with the ailments that you have, and when you started out, and maybe 2 3 weeks, months later, even a year later, you can go back and say, look at that. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've accomplished. And getting back to what I was talking about before, I think you will see more value in that, living with the idea that what I am doing is fixing my life, as opposed to, well, this ailment isn't completely gone, so that goal is thrown out, so forget the whole thing. Yeah, I'm always the largest person in family photos. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Getting there exactly, and um, and the thing is, if you continue to do this, you've already won, because in your mind, that's the direction you're going in. You know that there is value in what you're doing. So the goal of not being the biggest person in the family photo, there you go. You're already working that. So yeah, 70 pounds is a lot. I can hardly lift 20. Oh my gosh, I tell you, at the restaurant, yeah, every night that I'm there, I either have to mop or take out the garbage. Well, I tell you, sometimes some of that garbage, I mean, aside from the fact that it stinks, is like 30, 40 pounds. I mean, it's amazing what they stuff into a trash can. But and then I picked that up, and then then I walk uh what 300-400 feet to the garbage can, and then heave it up and throw it in. And I had that on me. It's insane. It's insane. And I am so happy. Again, even though the number this morning was the same as the number last week, I am still absolutely excited because I am not carrying that garbage around. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's always just little things like that, something very small that it's like just reminds you that what you're doing is working. I have grapefruit sized hernia, so I can't lift much. And I think I have one too, like right here. It's weird. Like when I'm laying down and I go to sit up, I see this little thing just right underneath my rib cage, just kind of bulge up, and it's like, oh, that thing was ugly. And I'm not really sure if if that thing is going. I mean, I looked into it a little bit, and I'm hoping that as I start to lose the girth right under here over time, good lord, I'm spitting like mad. If I lose the girth right here, that hopefully that thing will go down in time too. Yeah, yeah. Picking up. I think one of these days, I think what I need to do is, my nephew has a barbell here. I think what I may have to do is set it to 70 pounds and pick it up. And I think that'll really, really kick in the fact that I was carrying that around for years. And and honestly, if I had started, if I was the biggest I ever remember, excuse me, being was 475. And now I'm at 383. So that is what, uh 92-pound difference. I think I was that way last year around this time. So, even though I started this carnivore journey at 453, I mean, even the fact now that I'm below 400, I think it would also be interesting to try lifting 92 pounds, you know, and it's, it's just amazing. I just started rucking. Okay. I'm using water bottles and rocks in my pack, carry 12. Wow. Yeah. Um, that might actually be a good idea for resistance at some point soon. Um, yeah, because that's one thing that I want to start doing is using the dumbbells and start doing some resistance training, and start working on especially core right here in the center. um and yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. All right, carnivore dog sitter, thank you for coming in. Have a great weekend. Yeah, and yeah, the speaking of weekend, the restaurant is closed Monday and Tuesday, so unfortunately my weekend is going to be a little bit longer than I was hoping, but that's all right. Life goes on. All right. So I put the link in the chat if anybody felt like jumping in. Um, but here is the link to jump into StreamYard. And you don't have to have a camera if you have a headset. or a way to be able to communicate, through your camera, you can still go ahead and jump in. It'll just be a blank screen. But if you want to talk, we can certainly do that. Thank you very much. I really do try to make it interesting. That's for sure. Um, you know, I I do try to be animated. That was one of the things I had mentioned last week. Was I originally did theater years ago, so I like to have fun and change my voice and do silly things sometimes. So just to be interesting. I'm not carnivore, but I'm low carbs, high protein, transition full. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's one of the most important things is if you can see value in getting away from the carbs, getting away from the sugars, even if there's still some that you have in there, it's certainly a lot better. It's certainly a lot better than the standard American diet. And it's funny, I saw somebody posting the other day listed it as sad, and it is sad. Standard American diet, it's horrible. It's sad. Just to look at, and again, I was last night, the local high school here, they have, it looks like a football game, like a big football game every Friday or maybe every other Friday. And so they came and picked up like 30 something pizzas. But what ended up happening was those who didn't eat at home, a lot of them came to the restaurant and ate there. So there was probably 30, 40 people in there, plus people picking up, and plus deliveries, and it's just crazy. But you see a lot of those, a lot of the people who, you know, they're big, or they're jamming on with the pizza, and and breadsticks and different things like that. And please understand, I'm not knocking anybody that eats that way, not at all. Um, especially if you're just kind of going along with the standard American diet, and with what we've been taught for all these years is stay away from stay away from fat, and don't eat a lot of protein, and just all this other stuff. And it's unfortunate, but I I will never knock any of those people. If I can, I will talk to them, and just tell them, hey, there is an alternative, and it's a lot better, than what you may be going through. Even though you may not be big like me, you may still have things that are going on in your life that could be affecting your life, and it's possible they could go away. One bottle of let's see, one bottle of watered down. Hate it when the water isn't tasting as good. Makes it so much harder to drink. Yeah, yeah. And for me, I think that's why a lot of times, like when I fill these up, I try to make it as cold as I can, because I think what it is in my mind, I'm thinking that uh I remember, like, when I go to the store, go to a gas station or 7-Eleven or something like that, and I go buy a soda, because it's always really, really cold because they always have it in there. So I try to get something that feels as cold for me going down. And I don't know. For me, it works, and I think I enjoy that a lot more. All right. So does anybody have any questions? Anything that you wanted to discuss? Um, where are we at here? About almost 40 minutes in, and anything that you all would like me to try to answer? Cucumber slices. Okay, that would make it. I bet that would make it taste good. All right. Well, I tell you, it's hey, carnivore backwards or backwoods, excuse me. Good morning, backwoods. My apologies there. You are not backwards. Okay. Yeah, sparkling water. Yeah. Yeah. I went to Mexico years when I was a teenager, and um, we got there, found out that they forgot to pack, you know, containers of water for us, and obviously, you know, you can't drink the water down there. So the only thing we had was a just a little convenience store, and over there, all they had was either Pepsi or you know local soda or sparkling water. And you know, when you're thirsty, sparkling water just doesn't do it, at least for me. And I tried that 2 or 3 times, and I think I went to not like, sparkling water just because of that. Let's see. You know about transferring videos from phone to PC? I tried yesterday and it kept saying I need a codec. Mm, that's a little odd. So what I would try. So here's what I usually do. Like if I record from my phone, I will I'll do all my editing from there, and then I will upload it once I'm done right to YouTube. Now, a lot of times, what I'll also do is I have Microsoft Cloud. I have a Microsoft account, so I will upload it to my cloud account right from my phone, and it puts it as MOV. .mov, and then you know if I want to edit it, then I just go and turn around and download it back to my computer, and then the program that I'm using, I just got it the other day. It's DaVinci Resolve. It's and that allows me to upload it into the program. That's what I did with the video that I put out the other day. I put it into Resolve and added the lower thirds, and you know just cut off the beginning and the end, and then I was able to change it to MP4, so I didn't have to worry about any kind of codec or anything like that. um I'm not sure why it would want to do that. You might want to maybe look into the settings in your phone. I'm not sure if you have an iPhone or something else, but let me see if they allow for settings on the camera. Um, it'll allow you to do formats and then how you record. So the other thing too that I use is, and this is something I bought a while ago, um, was it was at the time it was called Filmic, Filmic. It's called Filmic Pro, but it looks like they recently did some sort of update. So Filmic Pro, the one that I bought, is actually now called Filmic Legacy, and that actually allows you to go in and make changes to um, the types of format. So it might be that whatever it is you're recording maybe just has to have a different kind of format recording. So again, I'm not sure why it's wanting to do that, but you might want to look into maybe seeing if there's a different mode to try to change it to. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so Zevia 2, um, Cherry Cola. Okay, Yeah, so I can certainly look into some additions of things to add to water. That I could certainly do that. Um, let's see here. Do, do, do. Mm. Yeah, I'm realizing that, and that's why I'm jumping in and trying to get this taken care of. So I apologize to all of you that are seeing the stupidity. I think that's a nice way of people. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you see anybody that's being dumb, just do me a favor and go ahead and just go ahead and report them too. So there's no reason for that. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of those. Um, okay. And I know what'll end up happening is they'll just switch accounts and then jump in and do something stupid. So yeah, the no, not at all. It yeah, let's put it this way. Um, you're doing something right when you get people coming in and trying to mess you up. So, I mean, it's really simple. I'm trying to give up the sugar drinks. Yeah, yeah. I gotta really work on that too. And since we're 2 days into September, I'm gonna really push this month to not have any more of the cherry cokes or anything with no soda, nothing with sugar. So 7 9, dude, where are you going? And can you send me some? 7.99 for ribeyes and 9.99 for, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Ugh. Snacks. So usually what I'll do, like if I just get the crate, I have pork rinds that are set aside just for me to sit down and just start chomping away. That way, I try to get some that are flavored. Yeah, I realize it's probably a lot better for you to get the ones that are just plain, but sometimes so I'll get the ones that are hot. That's usually that or barbecue, and I'll just open up the bag and just go for it. And then I get water. Um, that way I'm washing down because not really interested in choking. Because I tell you, sometimes, it you just if you're sitting there trying to eat two, three, four at a time, and then all of a sudden, you know, Luca, yes, that name sounds very familiar. How are you? Pork rinds right now, Max Original. Yeah, I definitely have. I have those just on standby, but I've gotten to the point, at least for me, I've gotten to the point where I really try to make sure that I load up on food um, early in the day so that when it comes time, um, I'll just be able to uh, ride through the rest of the day. And see, like for me, when I get to Kroger, there you go. Um, yeah, I don't have one of those around here. I that way when I get home, I usually try to go to bed like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and that way I'm not tempted to go and drag something out and start eating. Yeah, unfortunately, we have where I live is very rural, and all we have is the store around here. It's called Ingles. It's a grocery chain. Um, they have some other ones in the next town over, but I just sometimes I just can't afford those. Eastern Nebraska, right on. How are you, sir? How are things going? I do have Walmart. Yes, I do. Um, a lot of times I'll go in there too um, to go look for food. And yeah, unfortunately, right now they're not having that much as far as sales, which is kind of surprising, especially since it's Labor Day weekend here in the states. So a lot of people are going to be. This is really like the last sort of big summer barbecue before kids start going back to school and different and people start putting away all their summer stuff and start preparing for fall. So yeah, and unfortunately around here it's like you seem to just have summer and winter. That's actually not true because in North Carolina there's freeways where the trees definitely start changing, and as you roll into fall you really get those nice colors so on the trees, and it's really great to look at when you're driving. Through the week I stop eating at 3:30 and break my fast at 9:30. On the weekends I don't fast. Yeah, yeah, for me, just because a lot of times I gotta pretty much every night I'm working, or on Wednesdays I'm at church. For me, it's just better just to try to stop eating by about 1 o'clock, and then that just that carries me through the rest of the day. So yeah, Nebraska, yeah, Toronto, Canada, okay, or Ontario, right on. Yeah, Hoosier. I'm just envious. That's just yeah. But I was actually able to go. I went to Food Line, which is another chain store around here. I was able to go over there and get. They actually had some. They had ribeyes on sale for $9.99, but they only had like they actually only had three, so they sold out of a bunch of them. And so I was able to buy those. They also had some St. Louis ribs for uh, 5.99 a pound. So I bought 2 racks of those, and then I went over to another store and was able to get a chuck roast and some ground beef. So that's usually what I have during the week, and then um, I'll usually cook up some eggs, and um, I'll usually have like eggs and ground beef in the morning, and then I'll make up a steak, or have some cooked meat for lunch in the early afternoon. Minnesota had the longest winter last year. Praying for a normal, yeah. Yeah, I've been here in North Carolina since 2011, and it's snowed probably out of all those years, out of the um this will be my 13th year here in November. So it's probably snowed maybe 8 of those years. And the snow around here doesn't last long, I think just because we're a lot further um closer towards, the equator than a lot more people in the north. The this and the snow usually when it comes down is usually maybe 2 inches. But it's like how it was in California not too long ago when it snowed. When that happens, like the world comes to an end. The world just stops. So St. Louis for 41. Wow, that's great. Yeah, bigger freezer. Yeah, I'll bet, man. Yeah, that was one of the things I was grateful for when I moved here into this house. I made sure to get just a nice, the size of a refrigerator, but it's just a freezer. And I'm really happy that I got that, especially when I started looking at um, what was it when um, when 2020, during 2020 when all the lockdowns were happening. I found, I think it was around then that places just did not have freezers anymore. I think because people were, kind of starting to realize, hey, I better get a freezer. I better start packing it with stuff. So, yeah, so it was really interesting to watch during that time. Yeah, I'm really hoping that. Oh, so I have I'm actually starting to work on some Microsoft certifications for myself. The company that had hired me back at the end of that I was hired with for a long time, that my contract had ended. They really recommended that I start doing some Azure cloud certification. So I'm actually starting to study for that, and I really want to make sure that um, that my resume starts looking better. And I have a feeling that at least this first one will probably take me maybe about a month to go through. The thing that I purchased has only got about um, 6.5 hours, I think, of lecture, but it covers quite a bit. It's fundamental, so it's giving you just a nice overview. But I'm really hoping that once I can start putting some of these onto my resume, that at least it'll start looking better, because people will see that I'm really trying to work on bettering myself. So yeah, it was interesting during during the lockdown, and I really am hoping that um this time around, because it's coming. I'm really hoping that this time around that it's not going to be as crazy, because then it was. So Bill, not Bill. Good morning, sir. How are you? The man, the myth. Well, he's not a myth, but he is a legend. Right on. How are you, sir? Let's see. It's almost 11. So what is it? 6? Almost 6 there? You, I think, 4 or 5 hours? Yes. Thank you. And for those of you who do not 6:50, yeah, okay, so you're almost 7 o'clock. All right. Yeah, for those of you, if you don't have Bill, uh, if you're not subscribed, please do, because watching his transformation, I think that's going to be the proper way to talk about it. Is really amazing. Bill, I'm really proud of you, sir, for what you're doing, and sounds like things are going really well for you. So right on. Thank you, Hoosier. Thanks. Take care. Talk to you again soon. All right. Um, let's see. Yeah, we're pushing an hour. Right on. Okay. So, yeah, I tell you, it's been interesting um, switching over to live stream rather than just doing the recording, because I tell you, it's definitely um, I definitely feel a lot more at ease. I think just making the video and then just recording it and then just doing some basic editing and then throw it together. Um, and then, like I said, I was having a lot of fun the other day, so I decided to put the lower thirds at the bottom, and I was just being silly, and then making that thumbnail. I just figured, I'm just gonna go for it. So, um, but it's definitely different doing getting on and then just talking into the camera. So especially when I'm also trying to keep up with with the chat and making sure that I cover all the information, that um, I want to discuss too. So, oh yeah, so I forgot I could do this too. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, it's honestly, editing is something I like to do. It's just the thing that I just didn't want to do, and I have nothing against people that do it, but what I don't like is when even during the middle of a sentence, people go and cut out like the half a second where they stop and breathe for a second and then keep going. I mean, I realize that I guess they just have it in their mind that they want to get their entire point across. They want you to watch, because their video may only be, 10 minutes, and all the voices on YouTube who tell you how to gain subscribers and watch hours and different things, they just want you to fit it all right into here. Eh, I, I will tell you, there was a period where I was thinking about doing that. Not necessarily the break every time I breathe, but um, I was starting to look into how do I grow this? How do I get my watch hours up and stuff like that? But I just figured editing has been a learning experience for me. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah, and and I think the only thing that I think is really important with, especially with the editing part, is if you are going along and if you stop, you have a brain fart, something happens, and you just kind of you lose yourself for a second, and you can just stop, pick up where going again, and then when you go back and play it, at least you remember, hey, I've got to go and slice off, just a couple seconds here, and then just let the rest of it go. My editing skills leave something to be desired, and I'm adding certain sections twice. Yeah, yeah. I think I saw that the other day, but yeah, dude. I mean that's what it's all about, man. Especially with this skill, is you're learning as you go, and you put it in there, and if you have a section that you want to take out, and like, oh, I'm going to put that in later, and then but then you actually forget to move it, and then you put it in again. I've done that too. So it's fun. It really is. So this, I'll show you if I can get this to work. It'll open as long as it doesn't crash my system. My system's kind of old, so trying to bring up all this stuff at the same time, I got a feeling may try to murder my system. Okay, let's see here. Share, present, share screen, entire screen. We'll just and share. Yep. So this is the program that I've been using. The only reason why I'm using it is because it's free. I did try to use Adobe Premiere Pro. I just can't afford the $250 a year. But it makes it really simple. No, I'm not going to say that it's simple and making it sound like it's really easy. Here, I'll show you what I'm referring to here. Do I have a video that? Yeah. So like this first section up here, this is for putting your media in, and then you bring it down here, And then this is where you can go and you can start scrubbing the timeline. Let's see, is this going to work for me? I think it's still trying to load some stuff. Yeah, it's still trying to load. Okay, there we go. So you can figure out where you want to go, and then what you can do is from here you can just use this little razor right here. So I can cut here, I can cut here, and then go back to the arrow, and then then you can just go and delete. And the nice thing is it moves it right into place for you. So, and it also has video transitions over here, so you can do dissolve. And what's nice is it kind of gives you a look of what it's going to do for you. Morning routine. But hey, Bill, thanks for jumping on, man. This was awesome. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so we'll get rid of that and stop sharing. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely fun once you start getting into it. It really is. And if you if you, as long as you just you just keep it, what is it? Keep it simple. I'm not gonna say stupid, but um, if you just keep your edit simple, and if you know that you're gonna add certain things here and there, then like I said, before I just use what is it called? I just use iMovie when I'm editing on my phone. It allows me to go in and if I need to make a cut here or there, I can remove it, drop it, and then I can put the fade up, fade down on the ends, and then it's done. It'll export it for me and allow me to upload it wherever I want. Oh, bison ribeye. Oh my god, I bet that was incredible. Let's see, I had to upload 13 separate clips under private to be able to download them so I could edit them. And honestly, I've tried doing the editing um in YouTube Studio, and it takes way too long. Um so low carb carnivore, if you are you uploading from your PC, or from your computer, or are you doing it from a phone? Because like I said, I know that um at least with iPhone, they have the iMovie, which is free. And if you're, like I said, if you're not doing too much editing, you can actually put in like two videos, I think, at the same time, and you can go and like splice and drop things in. I don't know if this will work. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see this really well. It's probably going to be. Let's just get. Let me see. Turn this down. I don't know if that'll work. Okay, well, what it is here is you've got your timeline, and all you have to do is just select it, and then you get this down here at the bottom where it says split, detach, duplicate, or delete. And usually what I'll do is I'll just hit split, and then that'll make the cut, and then you just select the part that you don't want, and then you just hit delete. Turn this back on here. There we go. I'm trying to put it on a PC. I had some clips from my phone. I need to make a video. I use CapCut, but on phone it's a pain. Have you also tried doing taking your uh, the sorry, I forget what the actual name of it is called, but the white cable that comes with your phone, the charging cable, plugging it into your computer, and then actually trying to grab the file right off of the phone. Um, Mine usually doesn't work only because I think the cable that I have is must have a short in it because sometimes it doesn't allow me to physically move it off. But that might work if you can get the connection to stay. And unfortunately, I don't have a cable in here with me. KindMaster on my iPad for editing. Okay, yeah, I tell you, it's they definitely have a lot of very simple programs that that you can use that don't have to be as elaborate like as Adobe um or Final Cut or anything like that. But yeah, the one that I found, the one that I use, the only reason I do that is just because I'm used to kind of working with that. Yep, I tried that too, and every time I grabbed it, it said I needed it. That's weird. That's weird. I mean, it should just allow you just to take the actual physical file, regardless of what it is, and be able to transfer it to your computer, and your PC should just be able to look at it. Now, okay, I guess my next question then is, what is it at the end? Is it .mov? Is it like mkv? Do you know? Do you remember what's on there? Yeah, when it comes to codecs and stuff like that, a lot of times that's why a lot of times people use Mac a lot more because Mac is a lot more forgiving when it comes to um, files like that. Yeah, yeah, I would say take a look, and because a lot of times, it's questionable when it um, with a codec, but if you can at least get the video off your phone and onto your computer, I mean, geez, there's a lot of websites that will actually allow you to do a conversion from like, excuse me, from like, MKV to MP4 or something along those lines. And most of them are free. The only thing that it does is it just takes, it just takes a little bit longer because it's doing, you have to upload it to their website, and the conversion doesn't take long. And then you just have to turn around and just download it back down. But yeah, if you could, if you want, you can certainly. I mean, I'm certainly not a pro by any means, but if if you want to, chat about it or email about it, you can certainly send me an email, and it's let's see. No, not that. Unfortunately, it's doing that. I didn't want it to do that, but yeah, just lawndoor01 at Gmail. You can, if you want to take a picture of it and send it, send me what it's doing. I could try to, see if I could help you avoid that stupidity and see if you can just get the file onto your system somewhere. That's just wrong. All right. Eh, at an hour 15. Right on. Well, I think I'm going to start looking at starting to wrap this up. Yeah, MP4. See, okay, that should not that should not cause any problems on your system. MP4 is big enough, is well known enough that it should not you should not have any issues. You should be able to just yank it right off and put it on your computer, and your computer should be able to, take that file, and it should just be able to sit there even if you don't do anything with it. So something just something smells fishy. I can't even upload photos on my computer. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Um, yeah, craft. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And see, I think that's why also, um, I think that's why I also make sure that I have um, cloud storage too, because I know a lot of times, computers get stupid, and I don't, I don't want that thing to crash, and if it does, I'm going to lose a lot of stuff. So that's why, I know it's kind of pricey, but you can certainly get I think it's I think it's $100 for the year. And Crafty, thank you. Take care. Thanks for coming on. Um, and it gives you, I think, it gives you a few gigs of storage, and geez, that way you could just says I need a H. Uh, just to put it on your computer. I don't. That just seems weird. Yeah. So see, the nice thing with cloud is, you can put anything up there, and it's not going to ask you for any kind of codec or anything. It's just storage. So you can throw stuff up there, and let me see if I can. Let's see. Micro. Mm, mm, mm. Sorry, I'm just looking something up here real quick. Trying to see if it'll show pricing here for home. Give me just a second here, folks. Yeah. So okay. Present. Present. Screen. All right. No, I didn't want that one. Hang on. Wrong one. Stop. Present. Entire screen. There we go. So so right here. So I mean, you could do um, this will give you, this is personal. This is $70 a year. This is for one person. Gives you, excuse me, gives you a terabyte. Good lord, a terabyte of storage. Um, gives you 50 gigs of mail storage, and it gives you access to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote on your mobile device, and then you can also use it up in the cloud too. Um, and then if you want to just do, and then you can, and then here's just basic. So basic gives you 100 gigs of storage. Yeah, see, I don't know. It just seems like there's something funky going on there. Sorry, folks. This kind of stuff is what I used to do for many years, so that's why a lot of times I'll start getting into. Um, trying to figure this stuff out because I love it when it works, but it just really annoys me when it doesn't. um, but yeah, it go back to this. Yep. So at least, if nothing else, until you can get now, I'm certainly not saying that you have to go out and do this. Again, this is just for storage. That's really all this is about. Excuse me. Um, and so at least, if nothing else, once you get your computer issues resolved, and see, I think that's why. Let's see. Could the free cloud data be erased to save? Um, so anything that's deleted from the cloud, that's all done. That's something that you do. So like if you go with the free, and this goes for any of them, you get five. Yeah, you get 5 gigs. So yeah, I mean if you're, and it gives you an indication of how much you have and how much space you're taking. So if you're getting low on space, that it will eventually tell you. But yes, you can certainly dump stuff that you no longer need, and that will definitely allow for more space. Um, let's see. Let me show you what I'm referring to here. So like right here, so this is my storage. Um, so like down here it gives me how much I'm using. This is the actual OneDrive. So there's all these different folders, different things that I have, and then like I said, it just uploads all of it, regardless of what file type, what extension. It doesn't care. So at least you can go and throw all this stuff up there, and then once you get the situation with your local PC fixed and resolved, then you can turn around and grab all this stuff, bring it back down, and start working on it. But if your computer starts yelling at you as soon as you try to upload something, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could certainly, okay, so you can certainly do, some troubleshooting, but there's also something you can do, but this is where you want to make sure that all of your files are backed up um, ahead of time, and all the information that you need, you have it all written down. I don't remember what the command is, but there is a like full on hard reset, that there's something you download, and then you run this reset command, and then your system it keeps the data, but it rewrites all of the operating system files. um is it called the same thing? Yes. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but so like here, I don't know if you can. No, you're not gonna be able to see that. I have Microsoft, I have Word, Excel, and I have my OneDrive link icons all on my system. So that allows me to save all that, and I can open them and get to them at any time. So yeah, it's called OneDrive on in your system and on your phone. But yeah, there's a reset command that is supposed to, and it did it for me. It just takes a few hours, unfortunately, because it has to rewrite all the operating, but it basically brings your operating system back to like day one. But then all of your data is still on there. But you gotta make sure that you're watching what you're selecting as you go, so that you don't overwrite your data. But again, see, that's why you back it up, and you can throw all these things up into the cloud as well, And then, if you happen to delete all your stuff, then out you go, and you can bring it all right back. Out on a walk, right on, sir. Oh, and look, folks, here's my moderator. we we had a couple silly people in earlier, so I had to nicely kick them out. But yeah, so low carb carnivore. Yeah, if you if you want to certainly go over some of this some more, I certainly would uh, I'd certainly be willing to help you out with that if you'd like. We can work on that, and the hard reset obviously is a last resort, but um, it it definitely sometimes it helps, because it also helps speed up your system too. But yeah, your computer will go back. Oh, no worries, sir. Uh, and I also want to mention, let's see, on another note, I think it was Keto Chow making my water taste funny. Okay, now I got new fresh waters. Okay, right on. Yeah, when I make my lovely lemon juice drink, that's when I'll also have the stuff that I use for electrolytes. It's a liquid that I just pour into water. It's tasteless and you don't see anything. Although it does kind of look like heavy water sometimes when it's just kind of floating there. It's like, oh, that's interesting. uh, oh, I love it. It's the month of my birthday, and sometimes I get you get these emails from companies that you deal with that they want to make sure that they get your birthday, even though they don't want to send it on the physical day, so they send it in the month. So it's so silly. That's all right. All right. Well, I know. Let's see. So we're at almost an hour and a half. All right. Well, I think unless anybody's got anything else going on, any other question, I'm going to go ahead and start looking at wrapping this up. So again, thank you everybody for coming on. Um, I'm slowly getting there with regards to um, to get monetized. Hopefully one day that'll happen. Um, I've got I think it was weird. I was getting close to like I was getting close to like 1,700 hours, and then I went and looked again this morning, and it had kicked me back to 1,500. And it's like, am I being punished for something? I don't understand. Yeah, it kicked me back to 1,500. So I don't know what I did. Hey, you are absolutely welcome, sir. Yeah, if you just just let me know, and you could certainly start doing research too, and I'm sure you're going to come up with a bunch of listings and posts, but um, I find that if I find 4 or 5 things and I go and do those 4 or 5 things and it doesn't work and I'm still having the same problem, and that's when I just say forget it, nuke it, and start over. But at least again, if nothing else, you can do the free OneDrive, and it gives you 5 gigs. For a lot of people, that's definitely enough, especially if all they have is just documents. But if you're starting to do stuff like video, a lot of times you're going to start getting into files that are going to be a lot bigger. So you might even be able to do the $20 a year one, but certainly look into it. Also, and I can't use it because I've got it connected. Um, you could always do uh, an external hard drive too. They've got external SSD drives which don't spin. They're just all like it's on like a USB type. I mean, it's all embedded in the circuit board there. So A lot of times it uploads a lot faster. So you could certainly do that too, and then just make sure you unseat and then pull that out of the computer before you start the um, if you do end up doing the hard reset. That way nothing gets damaged. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining, and I just don't want to keep this going if I don't have anything else to talk about. So, um, but yeah, again, thank you everybody for your support. It's been awesome. Thank you for joining today, and yeah, if I'm able to, I'll put a video together for Wednesday. But otherwise, I will be back on Saturday for week 17, and then the week after. Actually, yeah, it'll be week 17, but then it'll also be my 120-day update. I swear these big updates are coming a lot faster than normal. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day. And if you're here in the States, have a great Labor Day weekend. And I will talk to you all again soon. Thank you.